What's up, everybody? This is Tim over the Nintendo Dads, doing a review. Just finished the Cub on the Nintendo Switch. This is video I captured after I completed the first look that is on our channel. So if you want to go take a first look, you don't want to be spoiled by anything, I would advise go take a look at the first look video of me checking this game out, just opening it up, starting it up together. But I finished it, and so I've captured some video, and I'm going to try to play some of that stuff while talking about my experience right after finishing it. So this is Unscripted, my thoughts right afterwards, and wanted to share it with you guys so you have an idea of whether or not you want to pick this game up or not. So again, the Cub is on the Nintendo Switch, but it is available on other systems. You can get it on Steam, Epic Games, COG.com, PlayStation, and of course the Nintendo Switch. I'm playing it on the Nintendo Switch, or I played it on the Nintendo Switch, and it is said to be a 5 to 6 hour game, and for me that's a little bit longer, probably about 8 to 9 hours, because as I tell everybody, I am a Metroidvania gamer. So I look, as soon as there's collectibles like this game has, I'm looking at every nook and cranny to make sure I can get those collectibles, because there was nothing else that said that they were hidden or anything, so I was basically trying to search. So like, for example, here I found this teddy bear. It's not necessarily collectible, but they don't count that particular item, but you can find several of those around, and they do tell you certain things throughout the game that tells you what the story is about, or other things about the story that kind of hit you there. Speaking of story, this game is set in a post-apocalyptic dystopia type environment, or a tragedy dystopia. I was talking about this game with my wife, and she told me those type of books, because she's a book reader, is called speculative fiction. So this is what this type of video game is based on, is speculative fiction, as I've come to learn while playing this. It is based, or it is a game that's about
that just about wraps it up for this episode.
This community, the Earthlings, who need to leave the planet because of scarcity of resources. Now, it means that certain Earthlings are going to be leaving, and it also means certain Earthlings are going to be left behind. So, as you learn throughout the story, I'm trying not to spoil it because it is a short game. Sorry about that. I don't want you to I don't want to spoil too much of anything, because you'll want to play it. So this game, I finished it before the game is released, by the way. The game's release comes out on January the 19th. It's published by Untold Tales, but it is also developed by Demagogue Studio, who also developed a couple, as I was researching them a little further, they developed a couple other games that are in this same universe. A game in 2021 called Golf Club Nostalgia, which is based on citizens who come back to Earth, coming back to play in this dystopian world. And then there's another one that I think is out on Netflix, called High Water. It's also based on the same world, same universe, and it looks to be a prequel to this game. So I'm kind of curious about that. I want to go check that out and see how this all ties in. Hopefully I don't sound too scatterbrained here, but I want to get back to this game. As you can see, the visuals are outstanding, and this again is what I mentioned in the first look, is what caught my eye and wanting to play this game. It is a platformer based on the same type of platforming you would play, as they say, Jungle Book or Aladdin. I didn't get to play too much of those. I don't remember too much of those, I should say. I played them, I rented them as a kid on my Super Nintendo. My friends got it on their Genesis. We played the 2 different versions. Other than what I remember people telling me, and even we have our own review of the new released versions for the Switch that Dan did for us for Aladdin, Jungle Book, and Lion King. Looking at those, back at those, his videos, and I noticed that, yes, these were hard platforming games, and this is hard just like that. So if you like a good platforming challenge, parkouring in a way too, you can see I died quite a few times in this case from the bees, trying to learn from it. So, but I wanted to, I kept wanting to move forward because I wanted to know about the story. Why were these kids left on Earth and these other people who come to Earth, who used to live on Earth, are trying to capture this kid? And that's something else you'll learn as you play this game as well. So I played it, I finished it. I was, there are collectibles, as I said before. You collect newspapers, books, video clips. It did not seem like my ending was impacted by getting everything. I missed one burp thing, because you can collect food and burp. And I think there's several of those you can get. I missed one of those, and then I missed one other thing as well. Let me go on to the next thing. Here we go. So there was like one of each thing. I can't remember what the other thing was, but there was the burps, the videos, the luxury items. So there's a lot of collectibles, but I didn't see how that would impact my game or the story. And maybe as others play, I'll learn too. So go out there and figure that out, and I'll be watching out for those to see. But yeah, this game is a great game to play and get done in probably a good weekend, after a couple sessions, because again, it's meant to be a 5-hour, 6-hour game. You can probably get done in a couple sessions over a weekend, or if you're like me and you do a couple hours here and there, it's a good short game and you feel pretty good about it when you're done. So the graphics about this game, the graphics I think are fantastic for this. Obviously, if you play it somewhere like the PlayStation or on your PC, you'll get a little bit more higher end graphics, probably better lighting in certain situations. But for the most part on the Switch, I played it both in handheld and on my docked, and it looked great both ways.
I hoped to make friends, but when you saw me, you froze.
So this is more of the story that you didn't see in my first look, but you'll learn more about the story as you play on. And again, I'm trying not to give away too much, but other than my review is that basically the graphics are great. I would give this probably a 9. Probably not a 10, because obviously lighting does help and all that kind of stuff, but it's pretty straightforward. Graphics wise, looks great on the Switch, both handheld and docked. The sound and music is fantastic. I'd give that a 10 because it is playing through a radio station, which is also collectible. That's the other one, where you're collecting all of the radio station sounds, replays, if you will, and it kind of tells a story there and plays along with what you're doing in the story here.
Hello, all you Martians out there. It's time for another round.
Here's an example of the radio station. When you go underground, you don't get to hear it, but it'll continue where you left off when you come back up above ground. And you can always replay it and go back to something you might have missed, because you get access to a cave scene and can play. When you get access to the cave, then you can play. Then you can go back to the things you've collected. All right, so it's sound and music. Story is, again, if you are a person who is into this dystopian worlds, fictions, speculative fiction, especially going into the future, I think this is, if you're into those type of stories and you love gameplay, you're gonna love this. You're gonna eat this up. I kind of like this kind of story stuff too. I'm not much of a reader, but I love my video games, so this piqued my interest as far as story-wise goes. So I would give this story-wise probably an 8. The reason why I don't give it a 9 or a 10 is probably because of the story-wise towards the end. Again, I don't know if I missed something. Maybe if I get all the collectibles, maybe there's a different ending. But my ending that I got, and I'm assuming it's the only ending, was here's the end, this is it, and there was nothing else, and then it rolled credits, and then you were done. I felt like there was something else there, and I don't know what. But right now I'm going to give it an 8. Maybe after I sit for a little while, I will maybe give it a different score. It's already going to be added to my already 2024 Game of the Year discussions. I have it on the list. Obviously, this is just the beginning of the year, so we'll see where it falls by the end of 2024. But I added it to my list, so I didn't forget about it, and I'll come back to that at the end of the year. Challenge-wise, this is a very challenging game. It is, again, it's a platformer. The difficulty is based on the same type of difficulty you had with the Disney platformers back in the day. So if you were into those, this is going to be your kind of challenge. Even if it's not that, if you didn't play those type of things and you're interested in a platforming, parkour type of thing, then you can you can still give it a try. It's a short game. It's going to be $15 on the US eShop. Something you can add to your wish list, and then if you're not sure, you can always wait for a sale and make, if the price is right for checking out, then there you go. And as you saw back there, that was another collectible, the books. So there's books and newspapers you can collect and add. So it's pretty cool stuff to collect there. Control and gameplay, I give this an 8. There were a few frustrating areas for me control-wise. Especially there's a flight area that just I kept having to redo a lot, and just felt like when I was trying to go back and dodge a missile, it was quite difficult to do. So in fact, you know what, let's go here and see if I can find that flight thing. Here we go. This is that flight thing. This is where I kept dying. I'll just give you an example of that. So all good stuff there. I should turn this down here. There we go. That's much better. Hopefully you guys can hear me talking. All right. So some more of the flight here, and I'll try to get through some of this, hopefully not spoiling too much, but hopefully helping you guys learn the pattern there to help you guys in the future. All right, family friendliness rating. This is probably going to be, what is this? The Cub is T for teen, so not meant for kids under that age, and I think the story would be something you would have to explain and to younger kids and maybe even some teenagers, so as they get older. But I think dystopian stories, speculative fiction is fun. Especially if you have teens that are into that type of thing and might be interested in this. Younger kids, again, you're a parent, you'll be able to decide whether or not your kids are old enough for this or not. But they might get into it because they can control a kid in this environment. So this was the frustrating area I had to get into here. Dodging these guys. Hopefully this video shows that. All right, and as I look at the eShop, it says The Jungle Book meets the Armageddon. All right, so going back to my notes, we got the family friendliness, final thoughts. Again, let's see, did I read it anywhere? There we go. So here's those missiles. Final thoughts, again, I think, unfortunately, there's no demo here unless you have Steam. I think you can go to Steam and try that out. So go there, give it a try, and see if it's worth your time to buy. Otherwise, because of how short it is, for some people that can be a con, but for me that's a pro. Again, this will give you time to get into it and play it and beat it. And sorry, I was trying to see where this was because I don't want to spoil anything. All right, so yes, I think it's a buy. Again, for $15, or at least add it to your wish list and buy it on sale if you need to wait, if you're on the fence. But if you're into platforming, if you are into the tough platforming challenge, but worth the challenge, especially for story-wise, and you're into the speculative fiction, then by all means, I think you should get this. So again, this is the Cub for the Nintendo Switch, but available on PC and on PlayStation. Releases on the 19th. Should already... I think I can release this. I'm going to release this on the same day as this game releases, so I'll do it then. But again, if you want to watch a first look and to see how that goes the first time around, then go for that. But it's an adventure arcade puzzle platformer, and again, $14.99 on the US eShop. So check it out. Go download it, or go check out other reviews if necessary. Hopefully this one gives you an idea of what this game is about, or what I thought of it. There's more gameplay in the first look video, so if you want to check that out, go for it. Again, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover without trying to spoil too much. That's it. This is Tim with the Nintendo Dads with the review on the Cub for the Nintendo Switch. And I'll check you later. Bye-bye. I think it's a good win. We'll leave it there.